With the Ohio River and the hills of Kentucky just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Get us started now, the kicker Chris Boswell, and we are underway from Cincinnati, and that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he is going to lose yardage here. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
At the 23-yard line. Ready? Switch up. 49. Check back.
A toss left, Mixon. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
On second down, here's Mixon. And some room to work. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
The CD, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals.
Next score, Bengals 7, Steelers nothing.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken from about the 12. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
On first down, Dawson flush to his right. Well, he's going to take a shot right away, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Looking to throw. Dawson escaping the pressure right. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
To throw on third down. Dawson. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They'll look to throw again.
That swung out wide to Harris.
They find some open field here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. Back to throw again. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. So second and long, you got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Operating from the gun, Dawson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Trey Hendrickson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be...
In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
This defense for the Steelers, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
If you're these receivers, you got to be ready because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just to let...
throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted.
He's picked off at his own 47. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fit.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Andy Isabella, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's caught inside the 10. And he's in for 2. The fake works. And they take the lead.
Someone really wanted to be in the lead here because that's a heck of a gamble, isn't it? You're down 1, you kick it, you got a tie ball game. Instead, they fake it. And I keep coming back to this every time I say it. Remember, if you're faking an extra point now, the ball stopped at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you're giving up 13 yards as opposed to just lining up at the 2 and saying you're going to go for 2.
You're running a big play, lots of yardage for 1 extra point. That's a heck of a gamble, but it paid off in this case.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Dawson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
And not not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Back to Mixon on second down.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again. Continue.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
And here's Hunter Nicewander now.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some change? Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. A tight one. 8-7 our score after 1 on EA Sports. Looking to throw on second down. Dawson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that, because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll give it to Mixon, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
11 MT, take. 11 MT, take.
On 2nd and goal. Burrow. Blitz coming, and down he goes. T.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Steps away to his left. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they stake claim to the lead here. It's 10-8. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense, because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Trey Hendrickson getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to block, please, because if we don't,
we're going to need another quarterback.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. And they go play action now. Burrow rolling to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. On the move to his left. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon
with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And McPherson on for the extra point.
He's got it, and that'll make the score 17-8.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 24. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
105 yards rushing for him now as he is finishing off the regular season with a bang.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
This is Mixon. Eight yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And now they will throw it with Burrow. He'll buy some time right.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase.
His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there.
Joseph Osai there on the stop. Well, these 2 teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year, with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
These 2 teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
This is taken just shy of the 10 and able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
And we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's who you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. Throwing on first down. Dawson. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. From the gun, Dawson sliding out of the pocket. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Isabella. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And this will be caught by his big tight end, Ebron, for a Steeler touchdown. Eric Ebron with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So that will push him back.
And now we know why he had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. They'll roll him out right. Airing one out for Boyd. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. If there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And I tell you from our broadcast booth, because we're pretty close to the 50, we had the best view, a bird's eye view of that throw. And it was an absolute thing of beauty to watch. Never ceases to amaze me, the arm strength of these guys.
And that one covering an even 63 yards in the air. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now a play fake here on first. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Joseph Osai
in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. To throw on second down. Dawson. Under pressure, they got him again. Larry Ogunjobi in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Back to throw. Dawson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Once again, they run with Mixon. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Mixon with a first down carry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown lead.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And the Bengals are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible change. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 29. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick six. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Dawson.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. But we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. Running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. The Steelers on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Steelers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is down to 24. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand.
Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead will swell by 1 more.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Taking it about the 1.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. To throw from his end zone. Dawson, open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Fielded just inside the 20.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
They'll hand it off here. This is Mixon.
Fighting through it. He's got space. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he is into the end zone. And the touchdown record is now all his. Trying to bust out of that losing funk. And these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of the credit, being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On 1st and 10, Dawson to the right side to Eric Ebron. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 42. Operating from the gun, Dawson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Finding room to the 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Boswell good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground, mixing again. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try to eat some clock with Mixon. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those masters.
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off around the 37. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long.
Off play action. Dawson, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. 20, 10. And that might just submit it. A return for a late touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved. And they got it done a 2nd time.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead.
This one taken just inside the 10. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cincinnati,
it was too little, too late as they finish off the regular season with a mark of 7-10.
And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Steelers,
they're going to kind of bottom out